What's going on, everybody? David here. Today I want to talk travel and I want to talk about the trip home. So I did a couple of other videos. I did one on the airport, how to streamline that, how to make that experience better. And then I talked about the destination. So once you get there, how to make that experience the most it can be. And now I want to talk about the trip home. The trip home, I don't like the trip home. It doesn't matter how the experience is and how easy it is to go through the airport and all that. I just don't like trips home because you're leaving somewhere that you're probably having a good time and now you have to go home. So there are a few things that I do to kind of prepare for that. And the first thing that I do is I have like a phone app, and I talked a little bit about this on the airport video, where I will have the boarding pass on my phone. I'll take a picture of it, so I do have it like a screenshot, so I have it on just in case I don't have internet access. So I'll do that. That's the first thing I do. You know, I pack everything. I have my packing cubes. I'll put everything in my suitcase, so I'm ready to go, and I'll head off to the airport. And generally, I like to get there. In most situations, you want to get there about 3 hours ahead. And I learned the hard way when I went to Costa Rica. Well, it was almost a bad story, but I went to Costa Rica, or actually it wasn't even Costa Rica, it was Aruba. So I went to Aruba, and on my way back, we got to the airport, and I was there about 2.5 hours early. And I'm thinking, oh, it's plenty of time. There shouldn't be any issues. This is a small airport. But what I didn't realize is U.S. Customs is at Aruba, the Aruban airport. So you have to go through customs there. So that took more time. I wasn't aware of that. So that took the bulk of the time, and I almost missed my flight. I was the last person on the plane, and they had to come get me out of line and walk me through. That's the first time it's ever happened to me. But so situations like that, you really want to plan ahead. And I would recommend, if you're leaving from Aruba, coming back to the United States, since you have to go through customs, you want to make sure I would give myself 4 hours now just looking at it, because I can't tell you how many lines you had to go through just to get back. And I have global entry, so I was able to skip one of the lines and I was still almost late. So that's just how that went. So as far as coming home, I have my boarding pass. I have that all set up. When I get to the airport, I'm usually with carry-on only. I like to do it that way. It just makes things a lot easier, so I can go straight to the security checkpoint. So once I get to the security checkpoint, then I'll go through that whole process. Now, you don't have even if you have global entry, you're still not going to get ahead of the line. You still have to wait with everyone else because you're in another country. So they don't recognize global entry. The U.S. Customs recognizes global entry, so they will allow you to do it if it's U.S. Customs. But that's the only benefit of having global entry. So you're not going to be able to skip a line when you're in another country. So you do have to go through wait for their process, go through the lines, then you get to your actual terminal. Once you get to the terminal, then, like I usually state before, the first thing that I do now, though, when I'm coming back, I will usually buy something. And the reason that I do that, and usually in most situations, I will buy food. I won't bring food with me through the security checkpoint in other countries. First off, I don't know all the rules and all that when it comes down to it, and they probably will allow it, but it's really not that serious. I will pay to get a sandwich or something like that. And one of the reasons that I like to pay is, let's say I have souvenirs and stuff. In most situations, you're allowed a carry-on and a personal item, but you're not allowed anything else. So usually, because I'm packing carry-on, I have all my camera equipment and all that, I usually don't have room for souvenirs. So I will bring that extra bag through security, but once I get into the terminal, there's a chance that the airline can tell me, hey, you know what, you're going to have to check one of those bags because you have 3, you don't have 2 like you're supposed to have. So what I'll do is I'll go buy something, and then I'll have one of their bags, and I'll put my stuff in their bag. Usually, if it's an airline or an airport bag, they won't say anything, because they realize most people, if they buy something, let's say they buy food and they want to bring it on the plane, they're going to have that extra bag, and they don't really want to hurt the business at the airport, so they're going to probably just let you go. So That's one of the things I do. I will buy something just so I have that bag, even if it's just a bottle of water. Can I get a bag with that and use that bag? So that's another thing that I do just to kind of help me out with the items. And then I'll have all my souvenirs and everything and just put it all in that one bag and I'm ready to go. Then I'll use lounges. I'll do a little research prior to, so I'll know the different lounges that they have, and I have priority pass so I can get access to some of these different lounges. So I'll utilize that, go to the lounge, relax, get some water and snacks and things like that. And my return flight, now if I'm in a situation where I can fly business class, first class, I will do it on my return. If I can't do it on both. So if I can't fly up business and fly back business, then I'll save the points. And usually I'm using travel reward points, but I will use that return flight as my business class or my first class. And the reason for that, it just in my head, the way I look at it is, I don't like leaving, but it will at least give me something to look forward to. I don't know, it sounds a little weird, but it gives me something to look forward to. If I'm flying first class, I am leaving, but hey, I'm flying first class. So it kind of softens that blow of having to leave a trip, leave vacation. So I generally will do that. So I'll plan for that. So if I can, I will do that. And like I said, priority boarding is something that's important to me. And I said all these in the other video. That's why I keep going back to, like I said. But in the other video, I did talk about priority boarding. I do like to board the plane first or close to first, just because I want to have that overhead space. I want to be able to keep my luggage. I don't want to check my luggage because I have camera equipment generally, and I don't want to check camera equipment. So that's generally the way that I work it. And then once you get back home, usually I'm doing Uber or what have you. You have friends. Usually Uber is probably the best way to go, Uber or Lyft, because if they accept it at the airport, because having your friends come or having your family come, you have to time it right. If your plane's a little late, or your plane's a little early, now you have to wait or they have to wait. So it's a lot easier just to catch Lyft or catch Uber and take that home. So that's all I have for you guys. Please let me know though if you guys have some different tips that you guys do as far as leaving a destination, something that allows you to have a better experience. Please post in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you later.